What if this is something really major and I've just gotten myself into this? Hey guys, so today I thought I'd sit down and talk to you because something a little bit crazy happened to me. So this past week I was getting off work, and if you guys don't know, I get off work kind of late, around 8:30, and after work I decided to go to the supermarket because I just wanted some vegetables and things for dinner. So I head on to the supermarket. On my way to the supermarket, it starts pouring rain, like hardcore pouring, and I get to the market, my pants are soaked, and I get my groceries, and I start walking home, and I'm carrying about 2 bags, and it said it stopped raining by then, fortunately. So I'm on my way home, I have my 2 bags, and I'm waiting at a crosswalk when I turn and look over, and there's this dude sitting in front of a bank. His like hands are like this, and his head is like this, and it looks like he's like kind of sinking into his legs. You can't help but feel like a sense of, well, I should probably check if like he's okay. And I remember on my way to the store, because it had started pouring rain all of a sudden, a lot of people became stranded and they were like waiting for the rain to pass. I remember a man in a white t-shirt who was waiting in front of the bank as it was pouring rain. I was thinking it was the same person, and I just thought it was kind of strange because when I saw him and I passed by him, he was just standing and like looking out to like check for rain. But then suddenly now he's on essentially the floor, almost like unconscious. So I just thought it was kind of a weird sudden shift. The thing is, like, I'm not Korean, so I was worried that if there was a situation, like, I might not be able to handle it. But again, no one was stopping and helping him, so I just felt like I should still ask. I know enough Korean to like essentially get the situation going, so I didn't want to touch him because I didn't know him. He was a total stranger. So I kind of took my umbrella and I opened it and I started poking at him, and I was just asking him in Korean, like, excuse me, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was kind of gently poking him at first, and he wasn't moving at all. So then I got worried, but then I was like, okay, maybe I just need to push him harder. So I'm just like, excuse me, are you okay? Are you okay, sir? And he didn't move. And at that point I got genuinely scared because I was thinking, I'm hitting this man pretty hard and he is not budging, and I am not a professional healthcare worker, nor am I the police, so I don't really know how to handle these types of situations. Plus, mind you, I was just on my way back home from the grocery store, so I have 2 huge bags of groceries, and there were some people out, but they weren't like stopping. They were just kind of looking and seeing what I was doing. I was like, can someone help me? I kept pushing him and he wasn't responding, and I was worried that I was gonna like knock him over and he was gonna hit his head or something. So I stopped this random stranger who was clearly like, he had just gotten off work, he was just trying to go home, and I was like, excuse me. And in Korean I asked him if he could call the police or the hospital, and my excuse was I don't have my cell phone on me, just because I didn't want to like get into this whole thing and explain that, like, because I've never had to call the police or an ambulance or the fire department, knock on wood, in my entire life. I've never had to call them myself, and especially in a foreign country, I just wasn't sure if I would be able to, in my state of panic, properly give the instructions required for them to come find us. Luckily, the stranger was really nice and he called the police for me. Then the 2 of us were just kind of standing there like waiting for the police to come really awkwardly. And I was just like, oh, thank you for helping me. And he's like, oh no, of course, of course. But in my head, I was like, this dude is still not moving. Like, he wasn't moving was like a big problem. Because even if you're kind of drunk, sometimes if I push them or like nudge them, they'll wake up a little bit and they'll just be like, you know? But he actually was not moving, and like I wasn't sure, to be honest, if he was breathing because I didn't check. So I was really high-key panicking. I've never been in a situation where someone's not even like kind of like made a little movement or made a little sound to prove that they're awake or some like a little conscious. And usually, you know, if they're really drunk and they're like that drunk, they've like thrown up somewhere nearby, or I'm in like a club area, but this was literally near my house. And only families live here. There's no clubs, there's no like hot bars that people are going to. And this was Wednesday night, so not many people are trying to get lit on a Wednesday night, especially right now because of COVID. Everything is kind of shut down. Things are closed pretty much after 9. And finally the police come and they pull over and they start trying to wake him up, and they asked if like we knew him, and I was like, I don't know who this is. This is a complete stranger. I just found him like this. And they start like really like shaking him to like get him to try to wake up, and he was like not responding. So then they had to call the ambulance. So at this point I'm freaking out because like they checked if he was breathing, and he was breathing, but he wasn't responding. And so I was like, what is happening? I'm just trying to go home. Like, I've had a long day. It's like 9:30 p.m. on a Wednesday. Like, what am I doing? This is insane. And meanwhile, I was like, I don't even know how to converse to that level of like I have no medical Korean vocabulary in my system except for cold and my throat hurts, because those are the only things I've really experienced here myself. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's drunk or he's taking drugs. Like, do people even get drugs here? Like, we're in Korea. Like, there's not really drugs here. It's super illegal. Oh my god, it was just kind of a nightmare, to be honest. And then the ambulance got there, and then they started checking him, and that's when he started like waking up a little bit. But they started asking him questions like, sir, do you know where you are? Like, where's your ID? And he wasn't able to make full sentences. Like, he was just kind of mumbling everything. I'm not gonna stand here and say like I'm this really super nice person, because I also I'm not a perfect person by any means. And it was also one of those things where like I just wanted to make sure he was okay, but should anything really serious be happening, like I don't even know how I would get involved, because I don't know this man and I don't know what's going on, and the Korean level, to be honest, is just like beyond my usual conversations. So it was just like a lot for me to have to take in all at once. So luckily he seemed to start like getting it together, like they gave him some oxygen or something. And obviously I don't have any pictures because that's weird if I did, but it was just bizarre because I'm standing here in the middle of an intersection with 2 of my groceries. Meanwhile, there's a police car, an ambulance, and this man who I don't know, and all these people are looking, and I'm just like, oh my god, what did I get myself into? Luckily, they brought him into the ambulance, and it seemed like they would be able to take care of him for whatever reason he was like that. It was just really scary, and it was really something I particularly am not looking to experience ever again myself. But at the same time, I can't just walk past someone who clearly looks like they need assistance, you know? And again, it's one of those things. It was really odd that I was the one who had to help him when all these other people were just passing by. And even when I was trying to nudge him awake, other people just walked past while looking at me. And it was clear I didn't know him because I was literally pushing him with my umbrella. And by no means, I'm not like a saint. I'm not an angel. I was just, it's not something I can in my gut ignore someone like that. And I hope, you know, if anyone ever saw me in a state where I don't know how that would even happen, but someone would help me, that's like what I can only hope for. I hope the person is okay and I never have to see them again. Actually, I don't even know what they look like. I just remember his white t-shirt and his face planted into, I don't even know. What is my life right now? Because I've literally just been staying at home and staying at home. So this is crazy that something like that can even happen. A 10-minute walk from my house on just like a regular, normal, quiet evening. And it was just something interesting I thought I'd share with you guys. It's not obviously a very common event, and it was, I hope, a one-off, but hopefully if you guys ever see someone in need, you take the time to just make sure they're okay, and just pass on the kindness and that's it, guys. I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.